And would you believe this is the only copy I got left?
When you needed information on African American history in Greenville,
who do you call? You call Ruth Ann.
And I have all of the years.
a historian, visionary, and friend, all words used to describe the late Ruth Ann Butler.
That's Mr. Berry. Right there. He was the principal from 1940 to 1961.
She was a civil rights activist. She was also an educator and teacher. The greatest thing that she has done for this community is some years ago, decades ago, she realized that the history of Africa, the history of blacks in this community was not being maintained.
It only went to 11th grade at first. And then
the work that Ruth Ann did for her whole life is greatly impactful not only to the city of Greenville, but she was impactful for the state of South Carolina and even America.
Ruth Ann, who was born and raised in Greenville, made it her life's work to gather artifacts, research, and write books on African American history in Greenville. One of those books detailed the history of Sterling High School.
Sterling, it was the first school for blacks in Greenville. If you wanted to go to a school, you had to attend Sterling. Even if you were in Simpsonville, Fountain Inn, or wherever, you had to find transportation.
She took her findings and research and turned them into the Greenville Cultural Exchange Center, a place for people to learn about their own history and conduct research.
She was an experience. Miss Ruth Ann became more of a mentor. She knew my love for history and historic preservation. The first time I met her, it was in the context of community development, our historic resources survey. She sat down with me for 4 hours at the Cultural Exchange Center.
So I had often heard from family members that Richland Cemetery was a pauper cemetery. She helped us discover who was buried there. And I'm like, these aren't paupers. These are some of Greenville's most influential African-American citizens who are buried here.
Those influential people included Cora Kilgore Chapman, the first African-American registered nurse, Dr. Oswald M. Thompson, one of Greenville's first African-American dentists, Hattie Logan Duckett, founder of the Phyllis Wheatley Center, and Elias Holloway, who advocated for a park for black children to play.
She was dedicated to the love of history and its preservation, and more than anything, she wanted to share that history with all who was interested.
In July of last year, Ruth Ann received a South Carolina Historic Preservation Stewardship Award from the South Carolina Department of Archives and History, Preservation South Carolina, and the Office of the Governor for her Greenville Cultural Exchange Center and preservation efforts in Greenville.
She took things from people's minds and their brains and made sure that they will live on forever. Usually history dies. It passes away with the person that leaves it. She's irreplaceable.
She also assisted in the creation of the historical marker signs you see around town, like this one at Springfield Baptist Church, the oldest historically black Baptist congregation in downtown Greenville and key meeting place for civil rights activists.
She helped them connect with Greenville County Historical Society or the state's archives to be able to fill out applications. She wrote the history because you can only have so many characters on those little signs, and she helped them achieve those goals of having historical markers in Greenville.
Her life's work will live on thanks to developer James Jordan. Jordan purchased the Cultural Exchange Center building at 700 Arlington Avenue. He will work with museums, universities, and the Urban League of the Upstate to preserve Butler's archives, renovate the building, and reopen it for future generations.
She did a lot of work and research with people who even wrote books about things in the area, and they had to get the information from her. So she's going to be the history. And that's what's exciting, because all of the history that she did, well, now more people will be able to know it.
In every corner of Greenville, her influence lives on, a testament to her dedication and love for preserving the truth. She didn't just document history, she made sure it would never be erased. I'm Haley Brown for the City of Greenville.